If your dreams don't scare you, baby, you're playing too small. Ladies and gentlemen, hello world. How is everybody doing? I trust that you guys are good. I trust that you guys are well. To those that are new to this channel, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. Please join the family by subscribing, give our videos a like, and please comment in the comment section. To those of you that are new, I am Cindy Sangobo. I always tend to forget to introduce myself. Thank you. So without further ado, in this video, I just want to reflect on my academic life and the in-betweens of it. So I went to Sacred Heart Secondary School in the year 2013, and I was a day scholar because it's a boarding school. It's a boarding school and a day scholar type of school. It was a girls' school. I did my first two grades, grades 8 and 9 as a day scholar. And then in grade 10, I got a bursary to get into the boarding house, covered my boarding fees and tuition fees. And then later on, it went on to fund my university studies until degree completion. It's the Herbert Nash Foundation. Shout out to them. Thank you for investing in me. Thank you for investing in my potential all the way from Germany. I truly, truly appreciate you. So my first two grades of high school were not so different from primary. Like the standard at Sacred Heart, academic competitions and all, I somehow was able to just find my feet in there. It was not so difficult, actually. Also in grade 9, there was also a session of just being asked which subjects I'm considering doing, which careers are you planning on going to, and I was going to the physics stream. Actually, they looked at their marks, and then there was an opportunity to attend ProTech. ProTech is a program for technological careers and scientific careers. It's actually a program that offers tuition, work exposure, and all related like information that a student basically needs. You know, it's this incredible program where they also take people that are already like higher achievers in maths and science, and they help you improve on where you were at, actually, because you get the extra classes, you get work exposure, you get to go on job shadowing. Those are some of the programs that I got to experience under Protec. And they also have projects that they do, like bridge building, I've forgotten motto what, you know, but they do quite a lot of things. I was so grateful to be a part of, because it's exposed me to quite a lot more in my high school life as a whole. I got to actually be in a room with high achievers from all over. It's like you get there and you're like, yeah, I got a 90, and there's someone in there who's like, yeah, I got a 98, and there's someone's like, I got 100. You know, it's nice to be challenged in that way. As a person who likes to be challenged, I actually love being around smart people. I really enjoy it, being a part of Protec. So in grade 9, I got a chance to become a member of Protec. We were tested, we were invited for interviews, passed the interviews, and then I joined the program. It was great. I got to meet some incredible people who some are in my inner circle as of today. So I really love that. I'm part of the Protec alumni because I've graduated. So shout out to Protec, man. They play a huge role on us. Shout out to Marion, Mrs. Takers. Shout out to Mrs. Mkize. Those people play quite an immense role in students' life, you know, because there are so many things that you get exposed to when you are a part of Protec that you are not exposed to when you are in school. Because my school was, I don't know what category to put it under, but there were not so many programs as like getting an opportunity to go on job shadowing. Because at Protec, you would get a chance, if maybe you wanted to be a doctor, you'll get 5 days to shadow a daughter, visit the sites, you know. It was so open in that sense. So that's why I actually really loved being a part of that program. In grade 10, I actually got a bursary. It went on to fund my studies up until degree completion. It's the Durban University of Technology. I got that opportunity, that bursary. I got it in the second term. So I was a day scholar. My mom was paying for my school fees. And when I got the bursary, obviously they were the one who were going to take over my tuition fees and my boarding fee. So I got the bursary in the second term. And in the third term, I lost my mom. So you can begin to imagine, if I haven't got that bursary, maybe I wouldn't have been able to continue at Sacred Heart because it was costly, number one, because I'd lost my mom, who was going to pay my school fees, or let alone pay just my transport to actually get to school. So that would have been a huge problem. That is why I am so grateful to them, and I'm just so grateful to God for just allowing me that gap, that transition, because also for about 14 years of my life I've been always coming home to see my mom. Perhaps she'd be at work some days, and then on her day offs I'll see her. So I've always been used to just staying with my mom. But in that second term that I got the bursary, I got to experience life without my mom. Look at life, look at the universe doing its things. So I got an experience of being able to living away from home, away from my mom, so the experience taught me to actually live without her about 3 months. So in the third term, August 27, I lost my mom. I didn't think that it would be so difficult to actually talk about that, but yeah, it's not as easy as I anticipated it would be. And you could imagine the effect it had on that 15-year-old girl, because when you are a person who's always like, I want to make my mom proud, I want to impress my mom. My mother didn't even put so much pressure on me, in a sense of, mom used to call me Cindy. She'd be like, I was Cindy, do better. My mom was not like that. Like, if I showed her my results, I'll be the one complaining. I'll be like, Ma, I could have done better here, I could have done better here. My mom would be like, these results are great, you did well. I think it's just a thing with myself. I always expect more from myself. I know my capabilities, so I'm always demanding just more out of myself. So when that happened, it's devastated me. My results dropped dramatically. It was crazy, and I didn't actually express. I think I was angry. I don't know at who. The world, God. A lot happened. We tend to do that when we lose people that are dear to us. We tend to question God. I had an opportunity of thanking God. God, thank you for making sure that I have somebody to pay my tuition and boarding fees when you've removed my mom, But at that instant, I was just mad. So I was just contained by anger. I was mad at people. I was mad at my family, because you know what happens when you actually lose somebody close to you? So many things become clear. In family, in many things. I just don't want to go in depth about that, because that's not what this video is about. But there's so many things that people say in funerals, and I think they just say it to calm you down and be like, we'll be here, and then people are not there, and it's a whole lot of things that I was mad at as that 15-year-old Cindy. So I just was living in resentment. As much as I was doing my things, as much as I was being competitive, still everything I was doing in my high school life since I lost my mom was just filled with resentment, because I think I just started to heal from that experience in 2018, my first year of varsity. So that happened, moved on to grade 11. I matriculated with 2 distinctions. And I don't even know why I'm laughing, because it was great. But I think I've already said that I expected more out of myself. I could have done better, because most of my marks are like in the higher 70s, but not in the 80s. So yeah, that happened. Got the results, got excited. got an offer at DUT, and then I accepted the offer, and then I went on to varsity. But then just before I get into varsity, I want to encourage anyone in high school, or if you have someone that you know that is in high school, please tell them that Usindiswa said, dream big, be a part of those Saturday school programs, because I know there's quite a lot of them. Expect more of it out of yourself. Do better. You can do better. You can. You have it in you. Don't ever believe that you are dumb. Just because you're not getting an 80 doesn't mean that you are dumb. Don't accept, if anything, don't accept being told by your teachers that this is you, this is who you are. You can always change. You can always challenge yourself to do better. If you can get to a 50, you can get to a 60. If you can get to a 60, you can get to a 70, and so forth. You know, just ask for help from your teachers, your friends. Don't settle. You know, when I was in varsity and I got to be challenged by varsity, I actually felt so much pity for people in high school who are made to believe that they are not like smart just because they're underperforming, because I actually got to experience getting 50s, you know. So I don't want you guys to settle. If you are in high school and somebody is saying that maybe you're not gifted, do not believe that. Always think more out of yourself. Always push yourself to do better. I really do want you guys to actually dream big. Start thinking about the university you want to go to. Start dreaming. Like, dreaming doesn't have to start at, oh, now I have to go to varsity, now that's where my life is. No, you can start dreaming as a grade 8. You can always preach to yourself that I'm going to go to University of Cape Town, if that's what you like for yourself. I'm going to go pursue my studies overseas, if that's what you like. Dream bigger, okay? If anything, out of all the advices that I've said, walk away with dreaming bigger and thinking bigger. If your dreams don't scare you, baby, you're playing too small. You are playing too small. If I can preach my dreams to you right now, I swear you'll be like, girl. But yeah, I'm happy that I'm also like, yes, really, when it comes to dreaming. So yeah, that's that. I then went on to varsity. I started my varsity career in 2018 and completed it in 2021 and got my qualification in April 2022. Let's just breathe. So in ProTech, you get exposed to so many things. You also get exposed to people who are studying in varsity, who are doing the courses that perhaps you consider pursuing, you know. So there are those days where varsity students come to ProTech to talk to them. So the ProTech students will come. I was in my matric year. I recall this so vividly. They came. I was like all alert because I know that the next step is varsity. So they're telling us that varsity is so different. It's very different from high school. And you know, when people say things and then you're like, nah, obviously that's not me. I'm not going to be part of that. You start being told that you might not complete your degree in record time. You start being told that you will actually get 50s. You know, you start being told that there's a huge chance that your marks will drop. You start being told of failing courses and all those things. They tell us everything. But of course, Mrs. Smarty over here is like, nah, that can never be me. That cannot be me. Yeah. So I do my first semester and then I managed to pass all my modules. 7 modules. I had 7 modules in my first year, semester 1. I passed all this. And mind you, I don't know how I passed, because literally the only thing I was good at in that first 6 months of varsity was just taking videos, just being on my phone. I didn't want to connect with people. I was so scared of making friends because I thought, oh, they're going to pollute me. You know, that you get told so many things prior going to varsity. They just They made me closed up. I was so scared of making friends because I didn't want people to, change me in that sense. I didn't like. I wish people that told me that you should be careful of friends or just be careful of people that you befriend could have actually said that you can. It's up to you to change your life. Nobody has the power to change you, guys. Come on, nobody has the power to change who the person is themselves. If you don't like something, if you don't vibe with something, you can always remove yourself from it. You can always do that. So open up, get to know people. If it means those people are not good for you, you'll be able to move away from them, So such advices led me to just close myself. I recall there was a time that I actually started making a friend. I met this girl during registration, and we also were going to stay in the same res, and then we were good. She was a great girl, we'd chill, we'd talk, but I started avoiding her because I went back into this cloud of don't make friends, be careful with making friends. And I was like, so the people that were stuck with me were my protect buddies, my protect friends, my family, my brothers. So I was always going with them everywhere they go. I go see this just because Cindy was so afraid to make friends, Hello once again, family. So this video was interrupted because I'm the person who's always on the road. There's always somewhere to go, and my weekdays are very busy. But I do have to complete this video. So I was talking about my varsity experience, just advices that I took to heart without questioning. I was a lone wolf until too late, actually. So can you imagine somebody being in varsity and not knowing what DP is, and only knowing what DP is when they realize that they're not qualifying for an exam? Mind you, I realized that I do not qualify for an exam day before that exam when I had already started preparing for it. And man, so in my second semester was extremely challenging because I woke up quite late to actually find a group of people that are already in my class to start practicing and learning with them. By that time already my marks were poor. I was just barely surviving. Out of the 6 modules that I was doing, I only passed 3 and failed 3, of which I think 2 I didn't qualify for, or I didn't qualify for one. I qualified for the other but failed the exam. And the second one, I think I got a sub and I failed. Yo guys, varsity is a whole new, oh my god, I don't know. It's a big adventure, hey. It's quite a big step to adjust from high school to varsity. Is way too different from high school, but that shouldn't make you scared in any way. If you are a person who's in their first year of varsity, I just suggest that do make friends, even if it means you don't necessarily become friends with get to know your classmates, get some teams, study with them. How are they doing it? What materials are they using to study? Use past year papers, because varsity is really not hard once you've actually mastered how they operate. The only thing hard about varsity is the amount of work. There's so much work, but trust me, once you get the hang of it, once you actually understand that this is how this lecturer work, or this is how this module is tested, this is what is expected of me when I'm writing a report or presenting, such things, expose yourself to that information. Like, hang with high achievers. What are they doing? What are they using? Go an extra mile. There are so many resources that you get exposed to too late in life that you're like, if I knew this thing in first day, I would have nailed that assignment or something. So there's systems, there's things like research gates, things like paraphrasing tool that should be aware of. As a varsity student, you should know that YouTube has everything. I know that lecturers are so different from teachers. Teachers do most of the work. Teachers make sure you understand when they leave class. A lecturer does not really care whether or not you come to class. So you really need to just take responsibility for your studies, go an extra mile, hang out with others, use past your papers. There's so many resources that you can use, but don't ever put it in your head that varsity is hard. It is not. Again, I repeat myself, once you've actually mastered how you are or what is expected of you, then it becomes much easier. So the most effective way you can go about your course is get to know people who are before you. If you are in first year, get to know second years. Listen to them, let them advise you on certain modules. So because I had failed about 3 modules and I had to repeat them, that's the thing with DUT. If you fail a module in a second semester, you will have to wait until second semester next year to redo that module. Just to redo that module before you can carry on. At that point, that means if it's because most of subjects in first year, they block other modules, so you can't really go on to do the next one if you haven't passed this one. So due to that became advantageous for me, because now I had people from my class who did certain modules before me. So they'll tell me, I'd ask them, so how do I approach this guy? How is this lecturer? What is expected of me in his class? What should I do to make the most to actually excel in this? And at times you'd actually use their assignments as reference and be like, oh, okay, so if this person scored this much, how can I improve of this? So this is what is expected of me when I'm writing reports. So it's really great. Do use that. Do get to know people who are further down with the course that you're pursuing, who are seniors in that course. And also, when it actually comes down to failing, because you do experience failure, and for most people you are really experiencing it for the first time. As a higher achiever in high school, you get mad when you get 50s. In varsity you get really excited when you get a 50. But when you're still experiencing that firsthand, it's quite hard to adjust to that. So I really I think I was glad that I failed so many subjects on the second semester, because I had all my December holidays to just cry it all out and figure out a strategy to move forward. I started reaching out to people I knew from Protec, my friends, and just asked them. I recall I called, I actually texted her this to protect her. She was a vet. Hey, I was really struggling with my first year. I failed most of my modules and all, and I just went a way forward. And she was very supportive, because number one, she just reminded me that you are in that course for a reason. Number one, you should be proud of yourself. There are so many people that apply, about thousands and thousands of people that apply for the space that you got, né? So you really should feel you should know that you are worth being there, because out of thousands of people that applied for that course, you were part of the 90 that got selected. So that in itself is amazing. So if she first acknowledged that, and then she also encouraged me to just engage with people like seniors in my course. And yeah, she did a really remarkable thing there with me, because I can't even say that I'm that close with her, but I know her, and I even want to give her a shout out, because hey, she really helped the girl. But I think I won't, because yeah, I don't know, but I'd rather not talk with her. It's helped me through what I was experiencing. And of course, going forward, it was quite hard because now that you failed these modules and they block 3 other modules, that means you're only going to be going to your first semester to do only 3 modules, and you have a lot of time. I really do apologize for this videos being all over the place, guys. So I was just mentioning that I had a lot of time in my second year first semester because I was doing about only 3 modules, and still quite a journey because my friends passed, so they were on their classes and I'll just sit around on campus having so much time to myself because my classes were so far apart, and it was just crazy. I really don't know how I got through it for the most part, but I was not alone. Since that's when my friends were very supportive. My friend went on to redo the modules much wiser, knowing how to actually approach a particular subject. Doesn't mean that the failing stopped. No, the failing did not stop. So I did still experience some failures going forward. It's just that they were much lesser now, not 3, 1, 2. Yeah, guys, I had it like engineering, shame. Engineering did me dirty, guys. Like I failed, shame. I did. So by the time I got the hang of everything, it was like towards the end of second year to third year. I'm a morning person. I'd wake up at 3 to study and I'll do well, and at 8 I want to go to bed. So there are times where you'd be pressured because your friends are studying at 8 and you want to go to sleep, but because you're doing engineering and you don't want your friends to say that well, we were told you to study but then you didn't listen, you went to bed, so you failed. But all those external pressures, you don't really need that. You need to really understand the type of person that you are, stick to that. I started like really applying myself, really putting the pressure on myself. Since I felt my modules first year, that's already meant that I had like an additional year. So I told myself, it's okay, there's no other year that's going to be added to this, and it's okay, since you won't be graduating in 2020, you will be completing, since you won't be completing your degree in 2020, you will complete it in 2021, because my degree was a 3-year course, so I ended up completing it in 4 years, which is great. It is great. It is very great because engineering, guys, to actually save you from all of that, find out who you are. Don't be afraid to make friends. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't close yourselves up. Ask for the help from your lecturers. There's also tutors at varsity. Use them. They be there in departments. Consult them. Ask them what is expected of you. Befriend those people in your practical labs. Use them. They know, they've been where you are at. Use them. So many things. There's so much information. There's YouTube. Don't sleep on YouTube, guys. I really do love to thank YouTube for, I've even forgotten the names of these channels, but for mostly maths and science. Aibo, thank you so much, YouTube, for teaching me. Thank you so much, YouTube, for my degree, because wow, I owe you so much. So yeah, guys, I think that's just that. And then there's so many activities. That's what I want to get onto. There's so many activities that are done at varsity. There's so many programs. There's sports. There's so many things that you can do. So don't only close up. If your course allows you, if you have the flexibility to join a sport, do that. Be an entrepreneur, sell something, build your brand. A lot of people build their brands in varsity. Do that. Engage with other people, communicate. You don't really need to be just knowing people who are only in your course or only in your faculty. Expand yourself. Be open to getting to know people. These are the same connections that you'd be using post school to your career. You like in varsity, there's so many people and there's of different intelligences from different backgrounds that can help elevate you in one way or the other. Make sure that you network in varsity. Expand your network. Also, and there's so much money to be made in varsity. Those campus jobs, take them, guys. Take them, because they will make you money. But it is a lot of money to give to you. And I only realized that like in my final year. And I'll be like, so I lost so much money. So DUT is paying me so much money for just telling students, like telling new first year students that this is how you sign into your email. This is where you go to guys, to register. And the university is paying me so much money to do that. Like, I bought myself cakes with that money. Because I was like, Devin, you do it. But guys, yeah, there's really so many opportunities in varsity. Seek them. There's business expos, there's writing, they always invite artists to the school. So just expand yourself, go to those events, you learn so much from them. So also, like, befriend your student email. You see those emails that you receive from your school, that's where the opportunities are at. Get to know your lecturers. You need somebody as you need your lecturer to be a reference in your resume when you start applying for jobs. So don't be afraid to get to know people. Don't be afraid to get things wrong. Don't be afraid to fail. Those things build you, they build your character, and so many things. We're born in failure, guys. Failure is actually a stepping stone for success. Ladies and gents, I have prolonged these videos long enough. There are so many sections to it, because number one, I was disturbed because my sister and I had to go somewhere. Next time, load shedding the thing, and now I'm just trying to complete it. Please allow me to wrap it up here. If there are any further questions or anything, perhaps, or rather an extension of this video that you would like, do let me know in the comment section. I really do appreciate you, and if you have stayed this long, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I hope this video was impactful to you. All in all, guys, your mental health matters. Whatever you do in the pursuit of your studies, all the best, but always put your mental health first, because at the end of the day, you have to be whole in order to apply yourselves, and you can't really be running on empty. It really would not happen, so just recharge, be with your friends, go be with your family, go get yourself ice cream. It's okay to just take your time with your pursuits. Nonetheless, I'd love to see you on the next one. Appreciate you once again. Take care. Love, Miss Anne. Thank you.